What is Dnonce's internal plan to grow moving forward in the future?
We will continue to grow along the same lines, and of course, we will always seek any complementary industry, and we are always on the lookout for any manufacturing industry or any assembly products that we can be a part of. So as of now, we are still focused on improving, and our next step is on automation of our lines, automation of our factories, so that we reduce the cost and we lessen the dependence on human labor. So I would think that for the next 1 or 2 years, that would deliver the additional income. But at the same time, we are always on the lookout for any complementary industries that we can take on. We are already pretty diversified. So just focusing both on the healthcare sector as well as the E&E sector, if we can find something that complements it, then that would be a very exciting vehicle for us to adopt and to put it into our range of products and services. So yeah, we are keen to take on new challenges.
What would be the risk? Can you imagine in any way, would it be possible for the revenue or the net profit of Dnonce to drop 30%? Is there any such risk? And if there is, what could it likely be? Because your business is so diversified.
Well, I would think that at first we thought the COVID would be the greatest risk for us. But looking at it, I think the government has managed to keep the numbers low compared to some other countries. Even the US had struggled with it. So I think we are about halfway past the danger of that. But that doesn't mean that if we take our eyes off it, it won't come back and bite us. Because as of today, the R rate is going up. Is at 1.18, I think. So we have taken a lot of steps to make sure that our SOP is even tighter and more stringent than the government SOPs. And so far, touch wood, we have escaped any closure of our plants or infection in our locations. But we are continually stressing and telling our staff, keep social distancing, don't attend events, don't travel interstate, or even travel within your family or community. So the only way we can beat it is to make sure we keep our distance. And we are, I think, double what the government has imposed. We have imposed on ourselves double the standards, and that is necessary. So we will continue to be very vigilant, because I think that is the greatest exposure, not only for us, but for any of the factories or any of the operations that are currently undergoing.
Okay. So yeah, over to you, Terence. I think you have some question. Terence, you're muted.
Sorry, yes. Thank you. Since you mentioned that this year was the year for building a strong foundation, how do you foresee the growth expected in FY 2022 versus 2021 and going forward?
Yeah, that's a good question. While we can be bullish about it, I am more cautious. I would be happy if we take the 6 months to 9 months to build up the business next year. But of course, if we can do it within a couple of months, then it will be a pleasant surprise. But the thing is that, yeah, we can range from between 3 months to 9 months for us to harvest the fruits that we have planted. So, but when we do, then there will be additional revenue and additional profit for the company. And of course, that doesn't stop us from whenever we see opportunities to also put in machinery to take advantage of that. So we'll see. But I am optimistic for the coming year.
Datuk, if possible, maybe you can give some, some opinion, internal target. Is it possible for Dnonce to double the revenue or the profit in the next 2 or 3 years? If not, then what's your target profit in the next 2-3 years? Profit growth.
Well, I don't think I'm allowed to make such forecast, but I would say that if you look at where we were and where we have come, and if we continue, then I would think that it will be a good success story. But of course, I don't think we can maintain the pace at which we did for the last 2 years. So, but I think that we are poised to increase both revenue and profits, and we will continue to do so for the next few years. How much? Of course, I'm not allowed to globalize it. But the thing is that if you have followed the presentation and if we have followed the growth of the storage, cloud, and the 5G and artificial intelligence industry, for me, I see that there will be a step change. It's not a normal growth potential for those industries. Those are step change industries. It's like when the internet first came out. We went from zero and then went slowly, and then suddenly everybody, 80-90% of the population relies on it. So when the handphone came out, all the landlines were gone overnight. Some countries like Philippines, they were having trouble putting in landlines because of cabling. Suddenly you have all these wireless handphone. Everybody switched direct to that without even going through landlines. Same with China. Credit card never appeared in China because they went from cash to digital payment and cashless society. So with 5G, I believe it is a step change. It's a step change on the way we will manage ourselves. We manage our driving, manage our factories, manage our farms, even our mining, the way we mine. You don't need labor anymore. You just need machines. So it might come in 5 years, it might come in 10 years. But the thing is that we are servicing all the equipment providers and all the chip manufacturers and all the data storage manufacturers and all the sensor industry. So we are servicing them. So if there's a step change, we will ride on that